To rehearse, they used different flats, different apartments in this area of Barcelona. And to perform the concerts, they used theatres already present in Barcelona. One of them was the Opera House, the Liceu. And because they didn't have their own concert hall, they realized they needed their own space. So they bought the grounds here. There was a church once here. The church was demolished and the Palau was built. And the architect that was put in charge of building the Palau was Lluís Domènech i Montaner, not Antoni Gaudí. Domènech i Montaner at that time was even more important than Gaudí. You have to know that he was only 2 years older than Gaudí. But Domènech i Montaner was director of the School of Architecture of Barcelona, so he taught architecture to Gaudí. Many of the techniques you are going to see in Sagrada Familia, in Parkway, you have to know that Gaudí learned from Domènech i Montaner and many others. So Domènech i Montaner taught architecture and many techniques of decoration to other architects. Okay? This room, the two things I'm going to tell you about this room is the first one, this beautiful lamp. It is made of iron. The iron was one of the materials used in Modernisme, in Art Nouveau, the artistic movement that was taking place, and it weighs 300 kilos, 700 pounds. What is interesting is that it didn't work with electricity, but with gas. In the rest of the Palau, electricity was used from the beginning because gas can explode and it is very, very dangerous. The other thing is this beautiful balcony that you may have seen from outside. Each column, each pillar is a tree. You can see many types of flowers in this balcony. This balcony is like a garden. And you can see a double row. There's a double row. Because in this part of Barcelona, this is the oldest part, you may have seen that the streets are narrow. So there is a problem of distance between the buildings. So Domènech i Montaner used this double row of pillars to use perspective to minimize from outside the problem of distance. From outside, the balcony looks wider, you may have seen. And this is thanks to the perspective. I'm going to open it for you, so you can take pictures and see the beauty of this balcony. I love it. going to see the pillars. Not like this, but more or less. If you want, we are going to the auditorium, but take pictures here. Feel free to take pictures. We cannot go near the stage because people are walking. We are stopping in the middle, okay? You can sit down here. So this is the auditorium of the Palau. You can see how beautiful it is. After the auditorium, we are going to the second floor, which is my favorite floor. From upstairs, you're going to see that the skylight is even more beautiful. This building was built from 1905 to 1908. So only 3 years to finish the Palau. And this is very, very unusual, only 3 years. This was possible because many people from Barcelona gave money. The members of the choir gave money to build the Palau. They weren't wealthy people, they worked in the factories nearby. So we have the working class people giving money, and also the wealthy people of Barcelona gave much more. So they came together, two social classes came together to build the Palau, to give money and make the Palau possible. The structure of this building was very, very avant-garde, which means very new. Domenico Montaner, the architect, just like the Tour Eiffel in Paris, used a structure made of iron. So the inner structure of this building has lots of iron. It is covered with bricks. You have seen the bricks in the rehearsal hall, in the facade, in the outside, and it is covered with glass. The stained glass is essential in this building. First of all, it is good for the acoustics, and second, it is good, very, very good for the light that comes in.
Natural light.
Yes, this is the only concert hall in Europe illuminated with natural light. So during the day, now the lights are on, but just to create an atmosphere. But no electricity is needed during the day to illuminate this building. All the decorations you can see were developed by the architect, Domenico Montaner. Decided how to decorate the Palau, all of it. And there is also much symbolism here. Domenici Montané, every single element you can see has a meaning. If we begin by the bust, you can see the one to your left has a bust of a man. He is the father of the traditional Catalan music, of choral music, and he is called Josep Anselm Clavé. So Mr. Clavé was the first person that founded the first choir in Catalonia. At the end, he founded more than 300 choirs in this region. The scene is representing local music, Catalan music. To the other side, opposite, you can see the bust of a German musician. Do you know German musicians? Beethoven, yes. And Beethoven represents symphonic music. Above, you can see some horses with some female warriors. And they are the Valkyries, Wagner, another German musician. And Wagner, we can see the Valkyries here because Wagner at that time was like pop and rock and roll for us. It was contemporary music. And Domenici Montané put the Valkyries here because he liked very much Wagner. He was a great admirer. So we have to our right the bust and the scene representing international music. To the left, local music. What is beautiful about this, which I like very much, is the message. The message is that the Palau welcomes all types of music, from international to local, and in fact there are more than 300 concerts here every year, almost one concert every night. There's also another concert. Today is the National Day of Catalonia. I don't know if you know it. If you go to the center, you're going to see many things happening because today is a very, very important day in Catalonia. You're going to see very traditional things and many people on the streets because people are celebrating today the Day of Catalonia. The wall of the stage is also very beautiful and has symbolism. You can see different female statues. They are playing different instruments from all over the world. You can see the tambourine, the harp. If you look from the middle, the first one to our left, there's a female statue playing castanets, which is an instrument in Spain. So we have here the violin, we have many instruments because music is universal. And these females come from the Greek mythology. They are called the Muses. And what do the Muses do? They inspire the musicians. So they are here not for the public, but for the musician who comes to perform a concert. What I like very much is that they seem to come out of the wall to inspire more the musicians, because the upper part is made of stone, and it is stone from the city of Barcelona. The stone, it was excavated from one of the hills of Barcelona, Montjuïc, which is the hill near the harbor. We have two hills in Barcelona. One near the harbor, Montjuïc, and the other to the north, Tibidabo. Tibidabo is not far from Parkway. You go to Parkway, you're going to be near Tibidabo. So this stone comes from Montjuïc. And all the materials used to build the Palau came from Barcelona or from Catalonia. So we have local materials, except the organ. The organ is not from Catalonia. The organ comes from Germany, from the south of Germany, and was made in 1908. Before finishing this part of the visit, I'm telling you now another interesting thing, which is that Mr. Millet, you've seen in the video, that was one of the founders of Orfeo Català, the choir. He created the choir. And he became also the first director of the choir. For 50 years, almost his entire life, he was the director of Orfeo Català. What is interesting is that he lived inside the Palau.
Really?
Yes, we have his apartment here.
These are floor.
Hmm?
These are floor.
Above. If you look up the stage, above the organ you can see a space. That is the balcony of his apartment. Yes, so there's another last floor on top, and he could, from his balcony, look at the stage and listen to the concerts. And he didn't pay the ticket. The skylight now is illuminated thanks to the light of Miguel's apartment, because a small part of the ceiling is made of transparent glass, so the light comes in and the skylight is illuminated. Now, on top, nobody's living upstairs, because upstairs nowadays we find the direction and the administrative departments of Museu Català, of the owner of this building. So people are walking in the space that was Miguel's apartment. But that it's very interesting that this is not only a concert hall, because even the director wanted to live every day of his life inside this building. Now we are going to listen to a small organ concert to appreciate the acoustics. We are going to listen to Bach, Toccata e Fuga. You're going to see that it is very energetic. No, you can sit down. We are staying here 2 minutes. After that, we are going upstairs. What do you like to do?
Sorry.
The pillars here have a symbolism. The symbolism that the architect wants us to see is that this inner pillar, small, is made of iron and it is covered with glass. This is reminding us of the structure of the Palau because it is made of iron covered with glass. So even these pillars have a meaning here. All of them. Sorry.
Thank you.
I choose my seat here every time I come to see a concert because I love this floor. This floor is my favorite. Can you see the skylight looks different from up here? It looks very, very beautiful. You've seen in the video that the skylight is the sun because Domenico Montané, the architect, said that he wanted, you can sit down if you want, he wanted to create a garden inside Barcelona when building the Palau. So from the second floor we can see this garden very, very well. So the skylight is the sun of this garden and the sky. You can also see some female faces on the skylights because Mr. Millet, the director of the choir, only 4 years after he founded Orfeo Català, he decided to create a section for children and for women because at the beginning there were only male voices. So Orfeo Català became then the first choir in Spain to have women singing in it. So this is somehow reminding us of that important year when female entered the choir and became singers. So we have the sky, and surrounding the sky you can see several pillars. If you look well, you are going to see that every pillar is a palm tree. And on top we have peacock feathers. And I'm going to tell you about the symbolism, the meaning of these round lamps. You can see that they are flowers, but they are inclined, which is not very strange why they are inclined. They are inclined because here the architect is showing us what all flowers in nature do. They follow the sunlight. So they are inclined because they are following the skylight, which is the sun. And the ceiling has plenty of roses. The rose here is not a decoration. The rose is one of the symbols of Catalonia. Just like in England, our saint patron is Saint George. We called him San Jordi. And we celebrate Saint George on the 23rd of April. And there's the legend of Saint George that says that he was a knight and he saved a princess from a dragon. And when he killed the dragon, from the blood of the dragon bloomed a red rose. This is why the rose became one of the symbols of Catalonia. And in fact, on the 23rd of April, we celebrate our traditional St. Valentine, because men give a rose as a gift to the loved one. So there is not only decoration here, but also symbols from our culture, from Catalonia. Just like the windows, we can see two shields. The first one with the red cross is the red cross of Saint George. The second one with 4 red stripes is the shield of Catalonia. And if we put them together, we obtain the shield of the city of Barcelona. You are going to see the shield of the city of Barcelona with 2 shields together. If you go to the city hall, to Plaza San Jaume, which is not far from here, and other buildings, you are going to see these shields together. And you have to know that these shields together are the symbol of Barcelona. I'm finishing now telling you that I told you before that there was a church here once. But to build a Palau, only a part of the church was demolished. Only the cloister with the pillars. Only that area was demolished. The rest of the church remained. Until the year 2000, we had the Palau, and right next to it, the church. Where you have entered, the little square in front of the bar wasn't there before the year 2000. There was the church. And the new building on the corner was not there before the year 2000. The Catalan architect you have seen in the video, Oscar Tusquets, Mr. Tusquets in the year 2000 demolished the rest of the church and built the Petit Palau, the new building on the corner. Petit Palau means small Palau, because nowadays, next to the Palau, we have another smaller concert hall. It is underground, 11 meters, and it has a capacity for 500 people. Here, you may think that this is a small space, but here we have 2,145 seats. So this is not an opera house, but 2,000 seats is quite a large capacity for a concert hall. This looks small, but it is not so small. So from the year 2000 to 2004, Mr. Tusquets built the Petit Palau and made new additions. One of them was, if you look at the upper right corner, above, behind the pillar, you can see there, you can see on the corner to the right, a group of seats. That group of seats to our right wasn't there before the year 2000. Before the year 2000, on that corner, we had the walls, a part of the walls of the church, the walls of the sacristy of the church. And in the year 2000, Oscar Tusquets added these new seats. And the space became symmetrical, and the symmetry for the acoustics is very, very good. So the acoustics improved, thanks to Mr. Tusquets. Mr. Tusquets also describes this building not as a concert hall, but as a feeling. And I agree with him on this, because you have to know that this building is not only a beautiful place, but a place where people from Barcelona meet every now and then to listen to music and to be together. because from the beginning this building was wanted by a group of singers and was very, very felt by the people of Barcelona, and it is still nowadays. I come here with my family every now and then, and I enjoy very much this building. And now I'm lucky to work here and be here every day and look at this beautiful building every day. So there's not only Gaudí in Barcelona, but many other things to see. If you go to Sagrada Familia, more or less 15 minutes walking from it, you're going to find a hospital made by Domenico Montaner. If you have the time to go, it is near Sagrada Familia, go and see the entrance and the building from outside, because it is very, very beautiful, just like this. This is even more beautiful, but the hospital is really, really worth the time. If you go and look at, take a look. It is called Hospital de Sant Pau. And there's also the stop at the tube. You get the tube, the Metropolitan. You have the stop Sagrada Familia and the stop Hospital de Sant Pau. And you exit and you see right so in front of you. Now we are going to a meeting point.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your visit and enjoy your holiday.
Can I see the sailing?
Yes, I can wait if you want.
Okay, please.
Yes. You can take pictures. I wait for you. No.